and welcome to our second Feedback Friday podcast. I am Amber. I am here with the other half of the A-team, Amy.
Hey guys, what's up?
And we also have Rachel.
My middle name's Amy, so can I fit in on the team?
Yeah, you can. Absolutely. It's the A-team. Yes. All right, sorry. I just really felt like that was a good joke when it was just going to be me and Amy, and then Rachel showed up. So I was committed to the joke. You know, I already found the music, so I wasn't letting it go.
Fun fact, Amber, if my brother would have been a girl, his name would have been Amber.
This is why your brother and I are kindred spirits, and I would never cause him to be embarrassed.
But this is so exciting because it's been a couple of weeks since we had Amy on the podcast. So, Amy, how's it going?
Life is rough, and no, I'm kidding. It's been good. I'm feeling awesome. I'm doing great. Things are better.
Yay!
The last time I spoke with Amy, it was in person.
Wait, literally, we haven't recorded together since January?
Nope.
Oh my god.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And so for those of you who don't know, Amy came to Utah and visited us, and it was amazing. And I kidnapped Amy and her friends and drove them around in my car for like an hour, despite them not wanting to. So
At first they were really shocked by it, but now when we talk about it, they're all like, wow, your podcast friends are really cool. And I'm like, I know, right?
apparently I was a little much.
Like,
on
Sammy
first.
and I were talking about you guys yesterday, so...
So you made an impression, Amber.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, most people remember their first kidnapping.
Yeah, it's
Like, I think playing it back, I was legitimately like, come on, get in my car. I'll take you to get cookies. I'll take you to get soda.
Mariah, or I think it was Mariah, it might have been Sammy. One of them was like, this is the closest as I've ever gotten into like one of those situations where you get in a white van and get candy.
Yeah, that was me. It was legit. And I was just like, but you guys don't even understand how good these cookies are.
I mean, they were amazing cookies. If you ever visit Amber, let her get you cookies.
in Utah trivia. You can't beat it.
Exactly. Like literally, I could answer all those questions on Jeopardy now.
Prove it. Prove it.
TBH, the only thing I really remember is that the main street turned into a river at one point.
There was flooding in like 1985, 84. It was amazing. I wasn't around, but it's legendary. Okay, anyway.
Well, this is a very exciting month for the Hallmarkies podcast.
Why, Rachel? Rachel, tell us why.
Yes.
Because it was Casey's birthday. Okay.
It was Casey's birthday.
So happy birthday to our only Casey.
Ooh,
That's what
love so
makes May
much.
fabulous, though. Anyways.
Yes. But also, we had the most listens we have ever had in the history of Hallmarkies podcast in May, more than December 2018, which was our previous record. So
That's amazing.
woo!
Wow, we beat Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that, Christmas. You think you're the special season? Oh, no. It's May.
Yeah. So it is very exciting. We had really great listens for the Love Takes Flight podcast with Elisa from Best Forever's podcast. We had really good numbers for the spring preview with Alonzo Duralde. I guess that was actually April, but we had good in May, and we just had a really good. All the What Calls the Heart did well, so it's just been a really great month for us. So thank you so much to everybody listening to our nonsense. We sure appreciate it.
Woo! And this week we didn't have any major social media moments that I can think of.
Yeah, nothing too
But
out there.
breaking news. Aaron Krakow wore Aaron Krakow wore shorts when she was on Home and Family, and Twitter is agog.
Is there something wrong with wearing shorts?
No, it's just like everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, she's wearing shorts. She looks so amazing."
Yeah.
I guess the Hallmarkies Hardy's fans may have been like, "Oh, she can only wear full-length gowns." But little did they know that she's got knees.
Yeah. I didn't even know that this was a thing, but there you go. It's pretty exciting.
I really wish that we could start a podcast like not a podcast, a hashtag that was like hashtag Erin, free Erin's knees or something. People support her shorts choices.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have a weekly Hallmark like fashion update now?
I would be up for it.
Yeah, I think so. It would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then also this week, it's the penultimate episode of One Calls the Heart season 6. And it has been, I didn't get to be on the podcast. Rachel scheduled it without my consent at a time when I could not do it. So for those of you who were like, "Oh, where's that girl, Amber, who's so delightful?" Blame Rachel. She literally kidnapped the podcast.
Now let me defend myself from your accusations. You told me that you were out for Memorial Day.
To be fair, I was. So
I scheduled it when it worked for Ruth.
It's fine.
There you go.
But
this is why I don't record with Rachel and Amber, because they're like an old married couple and I'm the child in the middle of it.
But so Amy and I were both not invited to record the One Calls the Heart episode. So Amy, give me some of your thoughts from this last episode. How did you feel about it?
I'm really excited for everyone to start showing off their ankles in Hope Valley.
Right? First it's ankles, then it's knees. When will it stop?
I know, right? But yeah, no, it's really good. I'm enjoying One Calls the Heart 10 times more than I used to. And yeah, I'm just loving it. I watched like the last 3 episodes back to back because I hadn't been watching TV for a while, and it was a fantastic afternoon.
Do you feel like the plot lines are really tightened up?
Yes, I feel like there's a lot more that can go on now, and there's not like a stop in between everything to like approve anything or like get like a really heartfelt conversation that was not necessary. It's just really fast, really tight, and there's a lot more going on, and I enjoy it.
What did you think of, first of all, the sort of accidental hand touch between Nate and Elizabeth? That was pretty exciting in the library.
Girl, that is so scandalous.
It's pretty dreamy.
Yeah, I know. I'm not like sure. Like the whole Lucas Nathan debate, I'm like, girl, I can't tell. Like, I don't know. Like in my brain, I'm like, I can't choose yet. This is like the whole Jacob Edward drama again in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, real quick, who were you? Team Jacob? Team Edward?
I was Team Switzerland.
Team Switzerland is not even a country.
I literally couldn't decide. Bella was Team Switzerland. Okay, this is not a Twilight podcast.
Fair. Okay, speaking of very important things that you need to take a side on, are you team perfect amount of blueberries in those pancakes or team there were way too many blueberries in those pancakes?
I'm team why the heck would you even put blueberries in pancakes?
Oh.
Interesting.
I'm team blueberries.
Like chocolate chips or strawberries or bananas, not blueberries. I do not like blueberries.
Oh, I love blueberry. I'm team blueberry all the way.
You didn't feel like that was too many blueberries?
No. I didn't. No, I didn't. I must say, I didn't think that. But what did you think about Elizabeth getting abducted? That was pretty, or
that was like
held up or whatever.
I was like, we haven't seen drama like this in the show in a little while. Like,
I mean, the last time someone was kidnapped was Rosemary.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, forgot about that.
So I was like, I like this. Like, I like a little drama here and there, like someone gets kidnapped, there's bandits, whatever. It's fun.
Yeah. And I liked seeing how light on his feet Nate was. He got all the way in the back and then all the way down the stairs.
He's Amy, like, got this like suaveness about him.
Yeah, he does.
Amy, do you feel like Elizabeth was justified in being really ticked at Lucas?
I don't know. I'm like, is this any of your business, sweetie? But is it? I don't know. It's just, I mean, he's sketchy, so.
Do you think that he's told everything that, or there's still more?
I think there's probably still a little
Honestly,
bit
like,
more.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that I feel like he's like, we're in like 3 seasons from now, if they still are going 3 seasons from now, there's still going to be like a dark past, something that he brings up, because that's just the type of character he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm here for it. I think it's gonna be good. I've really enjoyed Lucas.
Yeah.
Very much.
One of our fans on Twitter, our favorite Twitter friend, Jay Anderson, said that they really loved seeing the mysterious layers of Lucas reveal themselves. And I have to agree, I'm glad that we at least got some of the mystery taken care of.
Yeah.
And I think that moving forward, this is going to help Nathan and Lucas not have so much animosity, which I think is nice, because I don't love it when the guys are like not bulls. What are the things that butt heads? Goats?
Oh,
I think it's rams. Rams. 2 rams.
Oh, rams. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a good kind of ending for the season to kind of end off with them kind of still they're not leaving on a super high cliffhanger. Well, we don't think, at least. We'll see.
Yeah.
On Sunday, but yeah.
I really don't want them to fight over Elizabeth.
Yeah, like just become friends. Don't even go there. Just let them be friends.
Yeah. And then if they're both interested, they're just like, all right, cool, whatever, let the best man win. Not like, I don't want to see competitions for Elizabeth's affection. Like, I don't want that.
Not between them. Like, I'd be fine if, a Billy character comes in and then there's,
Yeah, some random other guy. But them two, I'm like, no, please don't compete. I want to see Lucas, Nathan, and Lee in the bar drinking a beer, complaining about their girlfriends. Like, that's what
I believe you've left out a couple of really important characters in that bro party.
Okay, Jesse too.
You're forgetting the most important one. My main man Hickam.
Oh, well, but like, isn't he on the out and outs right now?
I don't know. So our friend of our podcast, Caroline, you know Caroline. She's the host of our podcast. She wanted us to address, she's left this comment that said, Hickam, how could you? I'm excited to see him work with Gowan, though. So, I feel like that's kind of the way I feel. I love Gowan. I don't know if you guys have picked up on that or if I've ever said anything like that before.
No, I've never heard it before. Never.
And so I hope that this means that there's going to be like more Hickam Gowan time. I hope it doesn't mean like Hickam and Gowan are going to just be off camera by themselves.
Yeah, like, what do they do? Do they hang out?
I wonder if they had to cut a lot of Gowan's stuff because it was Abigail stuff, and so they're just kind of having to sort of cobble it together. Who knows?
I want Hickam to just find a nice lady and settle down and have like 6 kids.
Oh, you don't even know how much I wish that for Hickam.
Just like a nice girl just comes riding into town and he sees her from across the street and he goes, "That's the love of my life." And then they get
okay. Whatever happened to Katie Yost?
Oh yeah, she disappeared.
And who? Somebody, I don't remember who. Maybe it was Caroline. Maybe it was Casey. Maybe it was Ruth. What about Hickam and Grace? And I was like, yes, Hickam and fill in the blank. I'm there for it.
Right.
Grace. Remind me.
Grace is the new girl for When Hope Calls or whatever.
Yeah, but then wouldn't Hickam have to leave When Calls the Heart because he'd have to go move to the other town to be with her?
But
he could be on the spinoff. I'm fine with that.
If he becomes a major character on the other show, so I ultimately get more Hickam time, I'm fine with that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to sign up for Hallmark movies now again. I keep forgetting.
So Anne Riddle, our very good friend, she said, I think it was the best episode yet. She said, I enjoyed Jesse with both Lee and Clara in this episode. Jesse and Clara had the best lines. I also had fun watching Rosemary and Fiona and Grace. I hope we see more of Grace coming back and forth. So there you go. That was pretty fun. And we got a little Spencer, who is the same. Did you know it's the same kid from Harvest Love?
I did know that.
Yeah. So that's fun.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So
I think Jesse's character in this episode, though, at least like when he went to Lee and said like everything he said, like, well, I watched the show with my family. We can't watch it unless we're together. Literally, even my dad, my father, was like, "Wow, that just shows how much that man has changed." And I'm like, "Thank you, Dad, for noticing Jesse's growth." Anyway,
Yeah. I also do want to say, I feel like Hickam making the financially sound choice for his career also shows Hickam's growth. Because when we first saw Hickam, he was just being, pushed around by Rosemary. But now he's starting to, stand up for himself.
yeah.
And I feel like that just makes him an even better candidate for mayor.
Okay, well, I saw those like adverts for mayor, and I'm like, but like, wait, they're not running. No one's running for mayor. Wait, I was so confused. I was expecting the episode to be like such and such is running for mayor, and I'm like, wait, what?
No, this is just a thing that Caroline said once, and I will never let it go. # Mike for mayor, # Hickam for mayor.
Can you imagine? He would be so overwhelmed.
It would be amazing.
yeah.
But I feel like overall the consensus was this was an excellent episode, and I have to agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good one. I did think it was pretty tense in that saloon. I thought that guy was pretty intimidating. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and it was really fun to have Ruth on the episode of the podcast because she's always amazing. So that was really fun to talk to her.
Yeah, I miss Ruth.
Mm-hmm.
# Ruth, if you're listening, I miss you. So then this week we also had the Love in the Sun movie, which I think was actually quite a risk for Hallmark, which I think might be why they put it on a Monday on like a throwaway day.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of like to test how it was received. And I'm going to be honest, I was out for Memorial Day, so I haven't seen it. But Amy, you got a chance to see it, right?
Okay, I live tweeted it. I thought it was really cute. I'm happy, one, that they're using some younger stars, that they're using new talent. I just personally think that, even though I think I tweeted they had chemistry, but I was being nice. I don't think the two stars had chemistry.
Yeah, I felt like I love the ocean, so I love seeing the ocean, and I think that it had some nice moments, but I just felt like they weren't the best actors in the world. I don't want to be mean; it's just my opinion, and I just felt like that hurt the chemistry.
Mm-hmm. I was more invested in her dad's like love interest. That thing I was more invested in. But I hope that this not being the best movie ever doesn't prevent us from getting like younger characters in the future.
Yeah. On our Instagram, we had an anonymous comment. So that, my friends, is pretty exciting. They said that they loved seeing a younger and diverse cast, but they were honestly so bored with this movie that they fell asleep. They're sure their newcomers don't get the cream of the crop of scripts, but they're hoping we will see more young and diverse casts in the future. Also, would it kill anyone to have a legit B plot teen romance in the regular films? I know we rarely get a B plot romance that gets more than a knowing glance across the room. Looking at you, One Winter Proposal. But I think it's fair to acknowledge that people under 25 also have romance. And then it was the shrug emoji.
Thank you. Like,
I don't.
Come on.
I'm a little bit suspicious that Anonymous is just Amy.
It's not me.
I don't know about that. I can't agree on that One Winter Proposal thing. That's still my favorite of the whole year. But
there wasn't really a lot of the B storyline of romance.
No.
I guess I was fine with it. I thought it was I really liked it. But like, each his own.
How hard would it be for them to incorporate, like, even if it's just college age, like, if they don't want to go into the whole minor territory, if they do, like, some college age, because, like, with Mystery 101, she's a college professor. Let's get a nice little college romance in there. Or, even, like, let's actually have Aurora Teague, not Wait, is it Aurora? No, Aurora doesn't have a daughter. Never mind. I was thinking of a different mystery movie that no longer exists. Never mind.
Yeah, I did. In fact, in our pitch session that we did, our think take, I pitched Bailey Madison movie.
Yeah.
So I'm on your side. I just can't
well,
agree on One Winter Proposal.
yeah, well, and that's the thing too. Even in Good Witch, didn't her boyfriend end up leaving her? And then like Nick's girlfriend, like that was a disaster. Like, can we just get like a normal relationship?
Well, in the preview for the Good Witch that they released this week, what's her name? Grace had her shoulder on like her head on the shoulder of some young buck we haven't met yet. So hashtag a new romance for Grace, I think.
I want to see Nick fall madly in love with a girl and just totally like go completely out of character and be like in love with this girl.
I accept that.
Yeah, that would be fun.
As long as it's not Grace, because I think that's weird and I will always think that's weird.
It would have, okay, if they would have gone that direction in the first place, then it wouldn't be weird. Like if they would have started out that way, but they started out hating each other and now they're like siblings and it just ain't gonna work anymore.
Yes, I agree. And speaking of other things that we're looking forward to, we also went over our June weddings, not June brides, as Rachel likes to call it. And we got a little bit of insight into that. And we have a comment about the Graceland movie. And it actually came in the form of a voicemail. So let's take a listen.
Hi. I'm very excited to see the Graceland wedding movie that's coming up. What wedding movies are you excited to see?
Oh, why, thank you, voice caller. What movies am I excited to see? I am so excited for The Last Bridesmaid. I cannot even begin to tell you. And like Lisa said, I think I have also developed Stockholm Syndrome for the Wedding March movies, and I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ignore, like, the Josie Bissett and the guy who plays Bill. Their characters just bug me now, because I'm like, you're 5 movies in, and you guys haven't gotten married, whatever. I want the side characters to win. I'm watching for the side characters now, not for them to.
Not only have they not gotten married, they technically haven't even gotten engaged.
They'll get it together. But to be fair, I would almost love it more if they didn't. If it just kept getting dragged out. I think that'd be hilarious.
It's gonna be 5 years from now, and they'll be like, maybe we should get engaged, and I'm gonna be like, girl.
Wedding March 15, the engagement.
It's like their daughters finally show up and just go, will you freaking get married already? Because this is annoying.
It might happen.
Yeah.
And then, so I have a little story to tell about the wedding at Graceland. What's it called?
Wedding at Graceland.
Wedding at Graceland. So this weekend, on Memorial Day, when I couldn't do the podcast, I had a dream that I was dating Wes Brown. And everything was great. We were like super in love. And then he found out that I did not like Christmas in Graceland. And he felt like super betrayed that I would say rude things about that movie. And it broke his heart. And like we got broken up. But like, you know, the breakup that always happens like 15 minutes before the Hallmark movie's over. Like the other person's going to be like, oh, just kidding. It's fine. And then they'll get back together. It was like one of those, but like super dramatic. And then I woke up and we didn't get back together. But so that being said, I'm not that looking forward to Wedding at Graceland because I didn't like Christmas at Graceland. Hashtag sorry, my dream boyfriend.
I think that the person who called, that was the only June Weddings movie that they knew. So I think that's why they went with that one.
I see. You know, that's possible.
We did also get a comment on Instagram from Jay Store saying, loved the June Weddings previous podcast. Your shows are always entertaining. So that's pretty fun. And we had the pleasure of having Elise Murray on. And if you get a chance, her new book, the Tea and a Cowboy, and it was very fun. Very much enjoyed reading that, and it was really fun to have her on. And so yeah, I'm actually feeling, I mean, because normally I don't like weddings movies, but I don't know. Each one kind of has something I'm intrigued by, something that lately I feel like I've been pretty positive about, I'll hear people say, oh, this one was awful. I hated it. And I'm like, no, I didn't think it was that bad. So I don't know. I'm in a positive mood lately when it comes to Hallmark movies, I guess. But I'm hopeful for all of them. I mean, like, I think In the Key of Love, I hope that could be a fun surprise just because I love Laura Osnes and I'm not sure Osnes or Osnes, but anyway, I love her, her music. She's an incredible singer, and they've got a team of 3 different Broadway veterans writing it. And so who knows? It could be cool. We'll see. I mean, I was a little disappointed they didn't have any singing in the preview.
Yeah.
That makes me think it's probably not going to be much, but maybe that would be fun. And I am kind of excited to see Kelly Pickler and Lee Brice do their duet. So I feel like each one has something that I'm interested in, and so we'll see.
And then in the June preview special, Scott Stone, patron extraordinaire. We should probably just call him Scott, right? We should probably not say Stone. So our patron, Scott, noticed, he said, I noticed in the June preview special in the clip from The Last Bridemaid, such a great title, that Rachel Boston spelled out ASAP when she asked for club soda. I've always pronounced that ASAP, not spelled it out. How do we usually say this term? So, Rachel, how do you say it?
I'm an ASAP gal.
What about you, Amy?
I don't think I've ever said that word out loud.
Ever?
You
I
never
don't think
said?
so.
Get it back to me.
I guess there's no hustle in California.
No, there is. I just don't think I'm of a different generation, and I don't think we say that.
Really?
Bad. Yeah, I don't think I've ever said it. I think I've texted it, but I don't think I've ever said, because it sounds ASAP, ASAP. It both sounds weird to me.
Well, interesting. I say ASAP.
I say that sometimes, but maybe that's just because I watch a lot of medical shows.
Interesting.
One more thing about Wedding at Graceland, we have another new live tweeter this Saturday. New recruit that we're so excited to have on board, Abby Kidd, who was on our Harry Potter bonus episode. She's going to be doing her first live tweeting for us. She's really excited. She's one of my good friends, and she kind of got me podcasting starting. She's the very first podcast that I did over on my channel where we covered each of the Star Wars movies before leading up to Force Awakens, and her husband Jeremy, and she's awesome. So look forward to that. It's gonna be fun on Saturday.
And then we got a few just fun questions from the podcast feedback. So one of them's from our patron Scott. You may have heard of him. And he said that he likes the Founders Day Festival and how it's a regular occurrence in When Calls the Heart. He thinks it sounds like so much fun that he would like us to have an annual Hallmarkies Podcast Network Founders Day celebration. So I'm not sure how we can do that, but you guys up for it?
I'm on board.
I think it would be cool. Don't steal my idea. Nobody steal my ideas. We could do because we can't obviously not everyone could get together. Maybe we could do a day where we do some crazy 6-hour live stream or something.
That sounds like something that we should just do exclusive for the patrons, and it'll just be us and Scott all day.
But we did do, speaking of perks to the patron group, we did 2 giveaways this last week, which is exciting.
Yeah. I mean, the patron group's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want people who aren't patrons to feel super bad.
Well, they should join. Only $2 a month. It's practically
3. It's 5.
Five to be in the Facebook group. You're right, but it's less than a typical order of McDonald's.
Yeah.
So
if you go to Starbucks every week, you can afford to be Darb.
Plus, I don't want to. Never mind. I'm not going to say it. But we'll just won't talk about the secrets in the patron group because it's secret.
But
so
I have never commented on a patron post on Facebook or posted one. So
wow, we can all improve. But we did get another cute comment on Instagram on one of our old episodes, which is always fun. We have from Carol Glover 867. She says, "Enjoying the podcast about the cutting edge." That's a deep cut there, Amber.
And that's back from when there were only 2 hosts.
I know. The first one was so good. Nothing can compare. Oh, and how cool that Mara was the voice of Nala in Lion King. So it's pretty fun.
That combines all of your interests, Rachel.
It really does. She gets A+, Carol Glover 867. She deep cut on the podcast plus a Disney tie-in. So
I think that was one of the first episodes I listened to of your guys's.
And you were like, what are these weirdos doing with their
So
lives?
old school.
Like, it's pretty legit if you get people who go back that far. I approve.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, if you feel free in the giving feedback on the old ones you listen to too, I would makes us feel great. So please do.
I wonder if anyone's like gone back and listened to like all of our old episodes.
Oh, definitely. We have. It's been every once in a while you'll have somebody who will literally start at the beginning. I think Anne has actually been doing that. Anne Riddle doing that with our What Calls the Heart podcast lately. And that was literally like the second or third one that we ever did. We did like Summer Nights, and then we covered season 1 and 2, and then season 3 and 4 of What Calls the Heart. And so it's not as polished as it currently is. I'll say that right now. So bless her heart for listening to us.
All right. And then we have another voicemail that is just another fun question. So that one.
Hey, Hallmarkies podcast. When did Hallmark stop making cards and start making movies? And I love the show.
Oh, thanks, listener.
Yay.
So when did Hallmark stop making cards and start making movies? Well, listener, in fact, they do still make cards. So
Yes.
yes, they
They
still make
do.
cards. You can buy them at like every grocery store.
And if you watch on the Hallmark Hall of Fame, they have the ads that make you cry about giving Hallmark cards.
Okay.
But yeah, in like a Hallmark store or in the grocery store, and then it's a whole separate business that is Hallmark. Crown Media is a whole nother separate business than Hallmark cards.
And dear listener, just for the record, Hallmark has been in the business of making movies since 1951. The Hallmark Hall of Fame anthology is, in fact, the longest running primetime series in the history of television.
Yeah. So that's pretty awesome.
Little historical fact for you, which would have been one of the answers in the Hallmark trivia game that Rachel never let us play.
What? Lies. They're making me look like I'm the dictator of the podcast. It's lies.
Amy, now don't feel like you have to take sides, but who's the boss of the podcast?
I plead the fifth.
Boss, I can handle. But pretty much anybody who wants to do anything, I'm fine with it. So, in fact, I usually end up editing it. So, there you go.
I could come up with a ridiculous idea tomorrow, and Rachel would probably be on board.
It's true. It's true.
You know, I would like to hear some ridiculous ideas for the podcast that the fans can pitch to us, and we'll see if Rachel will let us do them.
Yeah, as long as it's not like too R-rated, I guess that'd be the only thing.
Well, it would still obviously have to be, you know.
But
Hallmark
actually, that's
appropriate.
not even true, because we did the anti-Hallmark podcast in December, me and Sean Chandler, and then we covered Anna and the Apocalypse, which is an R-rated film. So, you know, it's bonuses. Bonuses are where we can sort of have fun. Whatever.
We did like dramatic readings of excerpts from the Hallmark books.
It's fine with me. I'm pretty casual on theirs, but we have a lot of fun, and I just love our little group so much. I'm so grateful. You have no idea.
Just a strange group of women from all over the country.
Yeah. Strange and amazing. It blows me away. I just love everybody so much.
Well, obviously, because we're great. So we do have a couple more questions that are just fun ones. Becky, one of our patrons, said that she'd love to hear a little bit more about us. So she asked us, like to answer some of the Teen Beat questions. But since this is going to be a regular thing, I think I'll just come up with a few fun questions every week.
Yeah, that's a fun idea.
And it'll be like the Friday feedback fun fest.
And we do have our Meet the Co-hosts podcast where me, Casey, Lisa, and Georgia all gave our answers to the TV questions. So that's
mine are on the 4th of July podcast from last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but real quick, ladies, what's your favorite color?
Purple for me.
Pink.
Pink for me too. Amy and I are twins. The A-Team official color is pink. And then we got 2 questions from the same person on Twitter. Their name is Amber's Question. And the first question was, who are you rooting for in the NBA Finals? Rachel?
I honestly have not had time.
You know, the people who are in the NBA Finals are the Golden State Warriors and the Toronto Raptors.
Oh, definitely I go with Golden State. Because I'm America. I'm America first.
What colors do the teams wear?
That depends. The Raptors kind of are mostly like white, black, and red, and they, are Raptors. And then Golden State is mostly blue and like a goldy color. But they have sometimes like throwback jerseys or different colors. Sometimes the Raptors wear purple.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with the Raptors then, just because it's closer to pink.
I've just been too busy. I have nothing against basketball. I've just been too busy podcasting.
Well, I choose the Raptors because they've never won before. And, I love Canada. Hashtag 96% of the people in Hallmark movies are Canadian. And I just really like those smaller markets. But if I had to choose a real team, it would be the Utah Jazz, but they're not eligible, so they don't count.
Does California have a team?
The Golden State Warriors are in California.
Oh, okay.
California also has the LA Lakers, which
I've
heard of.
And the Clippers.
And also the LA Clippers.
Why do we need 2 teams?
And
isn't there a Sacramento team?
As well.
Oh, wow. That's good to know for future reference.
Yeah.
So you kind of have your pick. California.
I used to actually follow, but I just let everything, and it's just don't have time anymore. But anyway, so next week
we still have one more question from our listener at Amber Question. And that question is, how do you feel about the Jonas Brothers getting back together? And I'll take this first. Thank you for asking this question, Amber. I cannot begin to express how excited I am that the Jonas Brothers are back together. I, as a young girl in my childhood and youth, loved them, everything about them. And the fact that they are back together is like a dream come true. And I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am that I'm going to their concert with my sisters. Wah, wah, wah. Just really excited.
Yeah, that journal you posted on Twitter was the cutest thing. That was so charming. I can't believe you wrote that when you were a kid.
Well, I felt strongly. But so Rachel, how do you feel about it? That they're back together?
I don't even know if I've ever listened to a Jonas Brothers song, but I'm happy for my friends that like them.
Oh, that's a nice, judicious answer.
I have nothing against them, but yeah, I'm happy that you're happy. Amy,
Lynn Craig, how are you?
I'm happy they're back together. I'm just salty because I tried 3 different venues, 3 different LA and an Orange County show trying to get tickets that weren't like $150, and I couldn't. So now I'm just upset, and I'm like, whatever, Jonas Brothers, I'll listen to your music, but I can't go to your concert because you guys your tickets are really expensive and everyone wants to go to LA shows. Anyways.
Would you say that you are burning up?
Yes. For you, baby.
For you, baby. All right. So that was it. We did it. We made it through the feedback podcast without Rachel and I fighting too much.
Well, wait, though, I want to give a little preview for next week.
Okay.
So next week we have Kylie Evans from The Good Witch on the podcast. She plays Stephanie. So I got to interview her, and that was super fun. She's delightful. And then we have, so that will be on Monday. Then we'll have our When Calls the Heart recap on Tuesday that will air for the finale. Or I don't think we're quite sure who's going to be on that recap right now. But anyway, it'll be somebody. And then on Wednesday we have our Good Witch season preview that we're going to do. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen as far as who's going to be on that, but it's still kind of unfolding. But anyway, we'll have that on Wednesday, and so yeah, that will be really fun.
Woo woo. Woohoo.
Yeah, and we have this weekend is Wedding at Graceland, and then on Hallmark Channel, and then we have the finale of the When Calls the Heart, and then the week after that we have our double episodes of Good Witch coming. And are you excited, Amber, to have the Good Witch coming back?
I'm so excited. It's honestly my favorite of the shows. Although this back half of One Calls the Heart season 6 has been super good.
Mhm.
So it's really bumped it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree
Agree.
for sure.
I am really excited for Good Witch to come back, though. It is definitely my favorite Hallmark series, and I want them to finally get married.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident that that's going to happen, but we'll see, I guess.
Yeah. So, Rachel, can you tell everyone how they can find you in the podcast?
Yes, so you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media on Rotten Tomatoes and on iTunes and YouTube. Check that out. I've been posting a lot on my blog reviews of Rocket Man and Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and just a lot of fun stuff. So check all of that out. I'd really appreciate it. And make sure you're following the podcast, Hallmarkies Podcast, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, everywhere. It's really fun.
And Amy, how can people find you?
Well, I just wanted to point out the news we forgot this week about our podcast is that on YouTube, we are officially youtube.com/Hallmarkies Podcast.
Oh, yeah. That's
So
yes.
go on YouTube/Hallmarkies Podcast and check out the podcast. For me personally, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. It's Amy Craig. Yay.
Yeah, that was a big moment for you. You got all of your
Yes.
handles.
I finally got all my social media handles to be the same. You can still find me on Weekend All-Stars on YouTube. If you search it, it'll still come up as me. But my link is officially youtube.com/It's Amy Craig, and it is the happiest week of my life. Okay. It's been 8 years. I've been waiting for that handle for 8 years.
I'm so happy for you. It was a big moment.
It is.
It really was.
And as always, I'm at Amber Brainwaves on Twitter, and that's it. And if you make it this far into the podcast, you are a very special listener. And if you can reply in the comment section, wherever you're listening, or send us a tweet, or send us a comment on Instagram, and use the phrase #HPNFan, next week on the Feedback Show, you might be featured as our Hallmarkies Podcast Network Fan of the Week.
Ooh.
And I
Definitely.
wanted to say, if you guys are supposed to be getting shout outs on my YouTube channel from the Hallmarkies Podcasting Network, that will be happening this week. I promise. There we go.
And so, please consider sponsoring us on Patreon. We are so grateful, and we really do try to make it worth your while. And we also still have our merch store open for our little competition between the Postables, the Chessies, the Hardys, and everybody else.
And right now, the Postables are winning. So
Yeah. So
if you Chessies or Hardys or Goodies or Sleuthers really wanted to have more merch in your line, you got some work cut out for you.
yeah. So check it out. It's a lot of fun. And this has been really fun.
All right.
I don't know if I should say this. You can cut this out if you want, Rachel. But
Mhm.
I just want to let everyone know that I am attending VidCon this year. I will be at all the podcasting networking sessions. I'll be repping the podcast t-shirt probably on Friday of VidCon. So if anyone's going to be there, I'm going to have Hallmarkies stickers, and I'm going to be doing a bunch of podcasting stuff there. So yeah, if anyone's interested or going to VidCon, I will be there.
Yay. Awesome.
All right, everybody. So this was our feedback show, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.